Hello everyone, we meet again on day 7 of the 30-day English learning series to master 1000 English vocabulary words. I hope you will enjoy these lessons, and that you will soon complete them to grasp and use basic English. Let's get started with the new lesson. Current. Current, mean. Of the present time, a movement of water, air, or electricity in a particular direction. Use current in a sentence. I am satisfied with my current income. What is your current thinking on this question? The boat is going against the current. I want to quit my current job. Customer. Customer, mean. A person who buys goods or a service. Use customer in a sentence. That customer came back to complain again. Why don't you call customer service? They are our potential customers. Please call customer service for help. We value our customers. If you want to attract more customers, try advertising in the local paper. Cut. Cut, mean. To break the surface of something, or to divide or make something smaller, using a sharp tool, especially a knife, an injury made when the skin is cut with something sharp. Use cut in a sentence. How do you want your hair cut? I need a sharp knife to cut them out. She cut the sandwiches into triangles. Where did you get your hair cut? He cut the advertisement out of the newspaper. I need a pair of scissors to cut this paper. Where did you get your hair cut? Dark. Dark, mean. With little or no light, the fact of there being no light somewhere. Use dark in a sentence. There is a contrast between light and dark. Dark clouds gathered in the sky. She has dark skin. He has a tendency to look on the dark side of things. He was tall and thin, with dark hair. Let's go back to camp, it's getting dark. That was so dark that night. Data. Data, mean. Information, especially facts or numbers, collected to be examined and considered and used to help decision-making, or information in an electronic form that can be stored and used by a computer. Use data in a sentence. Here are the data you will need. The job involves gathering and analyzing data. There is very little data available. She was hired to do data entry. You'll need a password to access the database. This data isn't accurate at all. Daughter. Daughter, mean. Your female child. Use daughter in a sentence. He married his boss' daughter, didn't he? I met your daughter yesterday and she greeted me politely. We have 2 sons and a daughter. Their daughter is 10 years old. She helped her daughter get dressed. Their daughter is a nurse. His daughter is growing up rapidly. Day. Mean. A period of 24 hours, especially from 12 o'clock one night to 12 o'clock the next night. Use day in a sentence. Have a nice day. What time do you get up every day? He sleeps during the day and works at night. Dead. Mean. Not now living. Use dead in a sentence. He has been dead for 10 years. Is the mouse dead or alive? We'll all be dead eventually. Deal. Mean. To do business, an agreement or an arrangement, especially in business. Use deal in a sentence. I made a deal with him. Initially, I found it difficult to deal with my new environment. What's the deal? His intelligence and experience enabled him to deal with the trouble. She is highly skilled at dealing with difficult customers. He ultimately agreed to the deal. Death. Mean. The end of life. Use death in a sentence. He isn't afraid of death. Death is inevitable. I was scared to death. The doctors couldn't determine the cause of death. She was nearly frozen to death in the snow. His death was very sudden. We were shocked at the news of his death. Debate. Mean. Serious discussion of a subject in which many people take part, to discuss a subject in a formal way. Use debate in a sentence. He participated in the debate. We will debate this subject at the meeting. Let's end this debate. Decade. Mean. A period of 10 years, especially a period such as 2010 to 2019. Use decade in a sentence. I lost my son about a decade ago. We have experienced many changes over the last decade. This decade has been very bad for us. Decide. Mean. To choose something, especially after thinking carefully about several possibilities. Use decide in a sentence. She decided to go on vacation. The company has decided to employ 2 new secretaries. She decided to marry him. They decided to adopt a child. I've decided to quit my job. I decided to go out and explore the town. On the way home, I decided to stop at the store to get some groceries. Decision. Decision, mean. A choice that you make about something after thinking about several possibilities. Use decision in a sentence. Have you made a decision yet? It was an easy decision. I'm impatient with his inability to make decisions. You don't have to justify your decision. The director resigned in protest at the decision. I sincerely believe that this is the right decision. They acknowledged that the decision was a mistake. Deep. Deep, mean. Going or being a long way down from the top or surface, or being of a particular distance from the top to the bottom, a long way from the top or surface. Use deep in a sentence. Take a deep breath and then relax. Take a deep hole. Do you know how deep the water is? How deep is the hole? He has a deep affection for her. His lecture made a deep impression on us. No words can express her deep sorrow. Defend. Defend, mean. To protect someone or something against attack or criticism, to speak in favor of someone or something. Use defend in a sentence. We must defend our freedom at all cost. Can you teach me how to defend myself? The town was defended by a large army. Decree. Decree, mean. An amount or level of something. Use degree in a sentence. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. She graduated from Cambridge with a degree in law. He is working toward a master's degree in engineering. She got her master's degree 3 years ago. Describe. Describe, mean. To say or write what someone or something is like. Use describe in a sentence. Can you describe it? Describe your ideal breakfast. He described exactly what happened. He described his new invention to me. Describe your ideal breakfast. Design. Design, mean. A drawing or set of drawings showing how a building or product is to be made and how it will work and look, to make or draw plans for something, for example clothes or buildings. Use design in a sentence. Who designed that museum? The game is designed primarily for children. The program is designed to reform prisoners. These jeans are designed specifically for women. I'm at college, studying graphic design. This desk is designed for children. She is studying interior design. Despite. Despite, mean. Without taking any notice of or being influenced by, not prevented by. Use despite in a sentence. I like him despite his faults. I like him despite all his faults. Despite our differences, I have enormous respect for him. They had a wonderful holiday, despite the bad weather. He refused to quit despite many obstacles. Detail. Detail, mean. A single piece of information or fact about something. Use detail in a sentence. We need to clarify a few details. I'm not concerned with the details. I'll explain it in detail next week. Determine. Determine, mean. To control or influence something directly, or to decide what will happen. Use determine in a sentence. We're still trying to determine what happened. The doctors couldn't determine the cause of death. This determines your success in the future. Develop. Develop, mean. To cause something to grow or change into a more advanced, larger, or stronger form. Use develop in a sentence. He has developed a new system for learning English. He is planning to develop his business. We need to develop a new kind of energy. Development. Development, mean. The process in which someone or something grows or changes and becomes more advanced. Use development in a sentence. Use your free time for self-development. He contributed to the development to the city. Learning a foreign language early is good for children's development. Die. Die, mean. To stop living or existing, either suddenly or slowly. Use die in a sentence. They lost their way in the desert and died of thirst. I will certainly die if you don't call a doctor. He hopes to go to heaven when he dies. He died after a serious heart attack. He will certainly die if you don't call a doctor. Are they going to die? She died at the age of 69 after a long illness.